So I've got a little update that I just found out some new information in the last week that will dramatically affect my life, our legal court case to collect the $106 million that's owed to us, and will affect my Don't Say Schwarzenegger series. So to cut straight to the point, I just found out that I am a plaintiff in a jury trial against two billionaires less than 4 months from today on April 15th, 2025. I found this out because I was digging through hundreds of pages of documents about a week ago and discovered like legal documents, and I was like, oh, I'm going to trial. So here's the thing. I haven't told you guys yet, but 14 months ago, we filed suit against Peter Koral and Blaze Pizza because there's about a dozen or so Blaze Pizza locations that were sold off by the defendants in my attempted unaliving case to their business partner, Peter Koral, who's a billionaire, and Blaze Pizza, which is a billion-dollar corporation. So now that I have just discovered through digging through documents that we're going to trial in April against these two huge Goliaths, I decided I wanted to tell you guys because this is going to dramatically affect my TikTok series. So the thing is, my whole series that I have done for the last 6 or so months, I have been laying out all the evidence and the story and the witnesses and all the illegal activities and everything that were meant to bully and intimidate us after the attempted unalivings and the corruption that happened afterwards with the justice system and everything. I've been laying out this story saying, hey, this is what happened in the past. I'm going in chronological order. I'm getting, towards the end of the story. But now I've realized, because I was only supposed to have about maybe 10 or so more parts to my series, because I'm going to cover the 2021 civil trial, which is chaotic and bananas, just so you know. It's horrifying, but it's actually really funny because of how stupid and blatant the disrespect and misogyny and corruption that happened during it. It's crazy. But I will now be changing my Don't Say Schwarzenegger series to not just cover what happened in the past, but starting in January, about January 6th-ish, I will be covering the rest. I will be extending my series and covering it in real time of what's happening presently during the lead up to the trial to fight these billionaires, to have them hand over the assets that were supposed to go to all the victims. And it's millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of assets. They're Blaze Pizza locations. So let's get caught up with the characters. One of the defendants in the suit is Peter Koral, former owner. He sold his business, 7 for All Mankind Jeans, for $750 million-ish. And then his nephew is the owner of the nice guy where the attempted unalivings happened in 2015. That would be Adam Koral. So nice little close-knit family. It's kind of interesting that when we went to the prelim hearings in 2016, that the nice guy bar somehow submitted falsified bar tabs that tried to make the plaintiffs look like we were just blackout, and suddenly they lost the bar tabs and the whole bar tabs of all of the drizzes who had a free table comped. Anyways, that's a side story. So let me just catch you up real quick. So right after we won criminal, around that time, Alberto Driz, who goes by Daniel Driz, he's one of the defendants. He sold his shares, 12-ish, I forget, it's 11 or 13 or something, of Blaze Pizza locations that they owned, successful locations in Southern California. They should be, it's worth millions and millions. It's like the fastest growing fast food chain of all time. And they have locations in 38 states, 6 countries, including United States, the UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Egypt, Morocco. LeBron James, he owns 10%. He was one of the initial investors. I think it was about just under $1 million he invested, and now it's worth his share $35-40 million. According to Sharp Sheets, the average gross sales of each location of Blaze Pizza is about $1.23 million. The cost to start a Blaze Pizza ranges between $600,000 to $1,087,000. So, it makes sense. They make a ton of money. The main investors of Blaze Pizza is Maria Shriver, Patrick Schwarzenegger, the owner of the Boston Red Sox, Tom Werner, and a private equity firm called Brentwood Associates. And so 2 of the laws that my attorneys are bringing forward in this suit that we are claiming that Peter Koral and the Drizzes and Blaze Pizza violated by selling a dozen or so Blaze Pizza locations for a total of $100,000. That's 100 times less than their actual value. That's That's called fraudulent conveyance, and that's a serious law to break. But they were saying that they violated the California UVTA, which is the Uniform Voidable Transaction Act. And then the second law we're bringing into the suit is the Business and Professions Code. However, after some Googling and research that I did over this last week, after finding out we're going to trial in less than 4 weeks, I discovered about 5 to 7 more laws that I'd like to bring to the table. And I'd love to hear from you guys too. If you can think of any California laws or federal laws about, like they're hiding money in Annabella Nicole Drizz's illegal trust fund that they created after the lawsuits began, that they slid millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of Blaze Pizza location. And by the way, the CEO of Blaze Pizza and all the main investors, LeBron James, Maria Shriver, Patrick Schwarzenegger, who's now starring in the new season of White Lotus, all of these people, don't you care that all of these victims, we won criminal, we won civil, we had maybe a dozen or so bones broken between us. One of the victims doesn't even have hearing in one of his ears anymore. I had my skull cracked open while I was unconscious. My brother had his back broken. All 3 of us, including the TMZ paparazzi, who were also assaulted but didn't sue. We'll get to that later too. But there were serious injuries, serious fallout in all of our lives, losing our careers, losing our homes, losing our sense of safety. And none of you investors are going to say anything to the CEO or to Peter Koral or to the Drizzes or to anyone about the fact that all of this money, who your names are all attached to, is just sitting there while we're just trying to get out of debt. We're just trying to survive. We're not trying to buy yachts and add to our 18,000 square foot Idaho compound mansion, Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're not doing any of that. We just want to survive. We want to live and feel like humans. So I would love to hear anybody's input. If you can think of any more laws, federal or California based, that I should be bringing to the table. We don't have much time left. Both our party and their party in the lawsuit, for some reason, haven't really presented any discovery, evidence, crucial witnesses. So we're kind of coming down to the wire. So I figured, hey, here we go. Let's have you guys be an audience because you've been so supportive. And I truly believe that the only way there's going to be, that they're not going to pull a dozen delays at the last second, it's happened for the last 10 years from the defendants. I feel like if I keep you guys in the loop, obviously some details I can't give you about the legal case, but until it's time, until I can. But I feel like if you're all watching, you're protecting me. And if you're all commenting, liking, sharing, telling your friends about it, you're protecting me, you're protecting us. And the chances of us winning this lawsuit, the second lawsuit against, Koral and them, are much higher if it's not done in the dark, So I wanted to say thank you to everyone. So a deep thanks for giving me the space when I need to take mental health breaks, for being so insanely supportive when I do post about my series, because this isn't easy. It's healing, but it is exhausting. And I'm still taking a break from filming the rest of my series. I have to do, I think, part 56 to about 66 to 70 until I start the next parts, which will just be talking about the new jury trial that we're gonna have to go to because they don't wanna give us the money that's ours. I would really appreciate if you guys could engage as much as you can with my posts. Sometimes they seem to be hidden even from my own followers, let alone new people out there. Yeah, thank you so much. And I hope everybody has a really healthy, happy holiday. And it's my birthday in a couple weeks. Yay, I'm older. So I hope it's my last poor birthday. I hope it's my last hiding from the world birthday. I have a good feeling about 2025, like I do, and a lot of it has to do with you guys. So thank you so much.